Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad. Looks like we're back for another episode.
Another week, another episode.
With the host, the Romo Roast.
The Romo Roast.
Sorry, I've got so much oil on me.
We just
and
blew the fuck up.
We did.
Because we have to show out.
We did have to show out. Guess what?
Episode 9.
One more till double digits.
Woo! Cheers to that. And today, our drink of choice is Poppy Raspberry Rose.
Our favorite.
One of our favorite Poppy flavors.
Yeah.
It's pink, and then we've got She's the Cherry on Top straws from Hannah's BA.
They're just so cute. We're back to our alcohol cleanse.
Alcohol-free.
Alcohol-free, because, you know, we're on our health grind. Summer's around the corner. We have to look cute in our itty-bitty bikinis.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking hot as fuck this summer. I'm not messing around.
We looked so good last summer, but we're going to look extra good.
Even better. How is the no alcohol thing going for you? Because it's been like a few weeks of not going out, not partying, working, like just grinding on this podcast stuff. Like, how do you feel?
You know, I've been feeling good. Obviously, it's been so sunny this last week.
It has.
That it's been really hard to not want to indulge.
Patio season is like,
I know.
Come to me. Come to the dark
side. No, literally. But me and Emily have decided to have a Romo day, so we're going all out. That's like my motivation. Is like I'm so ready, and we also know how to just kind of drink skinny. So
tequila. Yeah.
Shots. Tequila on the rocks.
No sugar.
Just like one tequila tonic. But we do have to start with the Aperol Spritz.
Yes.
Because it's sunny.
And we actually, when we were planning our Romo day, we realized we haven't had a just a Romo day night in so long. Like years.
No, literally.
Because there's always some straggler.
There's always weirdos here. And I'm just like, ew, I want to have a... Because the thing is, so remember that brunch a while ago? You came back
September?
You came back from work and you're like, Hannah, get the fuck up. We're going for brunch. And I was like,
it's so fun.
This is how I want to be woken up. And a motherfucker joined us.
Well, my ex-sugar daddy.
Yeah. And it was just like, you don't even...
Mind you, my sugar daddy at the time didn't even pay for our meal. We didn't eat much, but like we drank a lot. And then we went to the Social Corner, which is like close to the restaurant we were at, for drinks, just tequila shots. Nothing. He didn't lift his card once. Like, why am I paying?
No, what's the point of a sugar daddy
you're
if you're not paying? And why
was
you can't just hang out with us if you're not paying?
Himself.
Well, I know, but like at least pay. Like,
no, literally.
He said, all I have is $20. I was like, ew.
Chump change. Ew, that's actually embarrassing.
Thank God he's no longer her sugar daddy.
Cheers.
Ew, cheers to that. But anyway, how have you been feeling since our cleanse?
I have been feeling a lot better. I feel like I actually noticed today I have way less brain fog.
Okay, that's good.
Like when we were drinking a lot more, I think I felt like very heavy in my body.
Yeah.
And then also brain fog, like trying to focus on things. And obviously I still struggle with focusing.
Low iron. Maybe your iron could be up too.
We have been eating more like nutritious foods, so maybe that could be it. But like it feels good. I feel like I feel more clear-headed, I guess.
So oily. I'm like slipping.
But I had my first glass of wine on a date like a few nights ago, and oh god, it was so good.
I mean,
and it's at an Italian restaurant. I'm like, why would I not get a glass of wine? And you said you're like, just do it. I'm like,
know.
No, I'm gonna be like good, but fuck it. You have to. Life is all about balance. And say I didn't have that glass of wine that day, I could have snowballed into having like a bender or like a binge drinking episode.
Exactly.
Could have been way worse.
You had 2, and that's like the perfect amount. And yeah, like you said, you're at an Italian restaurant. It's also like, I don't know, for me, if I'm out at a restaurant, I like to enjoy like a drink.
Sorry.
What? Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. We're back.
It felt like us having a chit chat with you.
I know, literally.
Well, that is the point of this podcast.
That's our brand.
Yeah, that's our brand. Sorry.
But we're back.
Mics are still going to be coming. Sorry. I don't know what happens with our day. It just escapes us, and then we're like, shit.
It's just one of those things, like, obviously this podcast is important to us, but it's a very blue domain to be thinking about chords and technology. And
we need a blue to help us.
Honestly, Best Buy is like around the corner from us, so we should probably just make our way there.
They do have mics there.
But I think we are getting one tomorrow.
We are?
Like the mixer?
Like, oh,
but that's a DJ thing.
That's a DJ thing, yeah. So,
in other news, did we finish our thought?
No. We'll circle back. We're talking about how it's been since not drinking. But, like, how you've been feeling. I think we closed it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy a nice glass of wine.
Enjoy a nice glass and don't feel bad about it.
And we're young, so fuck it.
Yeah. Moving on.
So, in recent news, Hannah and I went to our friend's DJ workshop last weekend. It was so much fun.
It was like waiting for Christmas. We were so excited.
We were so ready. And like, we did think we were going to like mix a little bit, but obviously it made sense to like go over the basics of like how the panel works and all that. So our friend, like, he had a video or a camera like projecting his
mixer
equipment. Yeah, the mixer. And we learned all the functions, all the buttons, how to match, how to tune, how to fade,
how to cue.
We wrote everything down in our notes.
Yeah.
So we are officially DJ baddies.
Because we eventually actually want to create events in Vancouver because we see a vision that's lacking. And as a lot of our friends say, we're fun. And
like we talked about it the first few episodes, there's nothing to do here.
There isn't.
And like there's no real good like trap music nights, and we love future like Atlanta rap, and they don't play that shit.
No.
So we want to do that.
If you're a Vancouver baddie and you know Rhea, we're trying to bring that kind of
real
vibe.
ones. Yes.
Yeah.
Bringing
that's the kind of vibe we want to bring.
Ruts.
Ruts. So anyway, we're going to do
in our
that.
DJ era.
Yeah, and we want to be DJs.
And our friend Brian, shout out Brian. He and his brother also went on like a DJ era a couple years ago, and they have equipment they want to give us. So
which is so nice. Like really they don't need to do that, but he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna drop it off like tomorrow for you guys." And we're like, "What?" And his brother, who you've met but I've not met, shout out Jordy, is like so excited for us, and I'm like, I just love that people believe in us.
Support.
I love the support.
Support is everything.
It is, and it makes you feel like you could do it.
Like, okay, wow, like people have faith in me.
Yeah. Totally. They like see that for you. Yeah. So it's just like fun, and we're this year, like we said, is our yes year. We're just gonna learn everything, try new things, and why not?
And also the DJ event or workshop that we went to in Long and McQuaid, they have like a bunch of equipment that you can rent. So we're definitely gonna just be renting all that, mixing.
Yeah, and they do piano lessons and guitar lessons. So you know, you want to do guitar, I want to do piano.
Guitar
so I really want to do that.
I could see it for us.
And the prices weren't bad. It was like $32 for 30 minutes. So $64 for an hour, which is actually like really good when you're in person. Yeah. And if you only want to do half an hour, that's plenty.
Yeah. That's I actually thought it would be way more. Because like you could waste that on God knows what.
Right? As
like
investing in yourself.
Or like going out for drinks or something. Like just do that.
$32 can buy you 1.5 shot. It's a joke.
I know, especially in Vancouver. Yeah. It's so expensive.
So invest it in something that you want that will fill your cup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree.
So yeah. Anyway,
this is the yes year.
This is the yes year.
Say yes to everything. Obviously, like within limits. Don't be like sacrificing your morals and values and all that stuff to say yes to people. But like if it feels right, like DJing or trying a new instrument or trying a new sport, do it.
Do it.
Because what's scarier than we're trying?
Regretting. And like we talked about in one of our Pilates episode, you don't want to be 80.
Oh God. No.
And regret it.
No.
Live every day like it's your last. Say yes to the things that you're curious about and that you want to do. And even if you're not good at it, like at least you're having fun and you tried it out.
Literally. Yeah. Actually, that's a good point because also we tried boxing again and we hadn't done that in a long time. So we were like nervous to pick it back up. And our first class there was shaky. Like we didn't really get the flow. We weren't like in a rhythm. The roll was really hard. I'm still struggling with that.
I know. But we're better.
But like now we've done 3 classes and our instructor yesterday was like, you guys looked really good, like really improved. And it just goes to show that if you just try something, you're not going to be good at it right away because it's not how it works usually. But if you just try and keep going, you're bound to get better. It's just like riding a bike, anything in life.
It really is. You just gotta, and he also said, like, usually by your third class, you will start to see improvement because you just get in the hang of it. And it is like riding a bike. The more you try, the better you get. Yeah. You just have to keep
pushing through the awkward
push
phase.
Through the hard part.
Because that's the weird, like, oh my god, I suck.
But you're not going to be good off the bat. Like, that's lying to yourself. Yeah. That's another ick of mine is when, like, people say, oh, I'm really good at that. And then they're really down and they give up. And I'm like, you literally just signed up for whatever and you're giving up. Yeah. You need to just do, like, more and then see how it goes and then come back and tell me.
No, literally.
Don't give up right away. No one's good at anything right away unless you're just like us and you're everything. Just kidding.
It's not true. People love to just give up and will blame like the sport or whatever, like strength training. Like, oh, I'm not good at strength training. Like, it's just not really for me. I'm like, well, did you try? Like, did you try past week 1 or 2? No. Then that's your answer. You're a giver-upper.
We don't hang. You suck. But Bill, what's our topics for today? Like, what do we want to talk about?
Well, we want to kind of delve more into red flags because last week's episode was so fun.
It was fun.
And I don't know if you could tell, but we got very, very heated into the conversation. And our hour went so fast. We're like, that was an hour? Safe to say we're very passionate about this subject.
Yes. I feel like a lot of people are.
Well, yeah, it's a fun thing to talk about, and like there's so many things that people do that piss us off. So
especially living downtown, like
oh my god, our rage has skyrocketed.
Testing us every second.
We're like, let them. Like yesterday, somebody body checked me when we're crossing the street, like at Granville or something.
That was crazy.
I was literally getting ready to cross to go to the other side of the road, and this other lady comes up, and she's like walking like a bull, and then she could have clearly stopped way before me, but she had to come right up to me and body check me with like her left shoulder, and then proceeds to go left.
She literally almost stumbled, like she like almost fell.
She took me out, and I am one to like shoulder check people if they're in my way. Like, I'm for it. Like, do it because people are ignorant assholes. But this bitch was out of line.
No, she was. She could have moved around.
Like, bulldozed me almost. Yeah.
And like, she also didn't need to go right on the sidewalk because that light was turning green. So she could have just cut.
There's no cars, babe.
Yeah, like without going. And it's like she
like, I could see her eyes. She's like looking towards me, but like past me, if that makes sense.
Red zone.
And she's like
she was like a bull.
She's literally
when you're flying like a red thing. And like
I was the red today.
Yeah, she was the red blanket.
Anyway, so heated.
Circle back.
Because we exposed a lot of other people, like what we find annoying in other people.
But we also shared our red flags like I talked about mine, she talked about hers. Yes.
But we need to talk about us some more because this is a podcast about the Romos.
It is, and I want to expose Emily from
I want to expose you, bitch.
POV because we're just being truthful as fuck, and I just think it'd be really funny to expose my sister and you.
I think it'd be hilarious to expose your ass because this bitch tests my patience every day, but I love her.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
sometimes I have to like walk away when you're really walk away. I have to walk away if you're like pissing me off and be like, I really love her. Like everyone else is really fucking annoying. Like she is my sister. She's the best.
When do you do that?
Sometimes.
When?
Sometimes when she starts singing really loud and like the most random songs, like I don't know, these boots are made for walking, or like,
well, the American anthem.
Yeah. I'm like, shut up. But like, it could be worse. Truly.
No, literally, I could just be, I don't know, not fun to live with or something.
Yeah, no, she's fun at least.
Keep it entertaining.
So who wants to expose who first? Yeah. I feel like you really want to go. I can see it in your face.
Well, I think you also, too, the way you said expose this bitch. Like, thank you.
You're welcome.
But I mean, the youngest should go first, so why don't you go first?
The youngest expose oldest?
Yeah.
Okay, well, right off the bat, let's get right into it. Okay. And she knows this is something that really bothers me, and it actually bothers everybody in our family because it's just so annoying. Okay, so...
Oh my god, is this like a roasting session? You know, like you go up and roast?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god, roast the
Romos.
The Romo Roast.
Romo Roast.
Romo Roast.
Romo Roast. Romo Roast. Romo Roast. Romo Roast.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into this Romo Roast.
I'm gonna Romo roast you by saying this bitch uses way too much toilet paper for just a tinkle.
But that's because I don't want to get my little hand dirty.
Okay, but let me reenact it.
You don't need to do that.
Toilet roll.
Passion.
And she has like a wad, like it looks like a cast for a hand.
That's so dramatic.
It's not, Hannah.
That's so dramatic.
It's not. And then sometimes TMI, she forgets to flush, so I see the amount of toilet paper she uses.
I do flush. Our toilets suck here.
No. Back home too. I'm just saying, for a tinkle, it's absurd.
You're being dramatic. No. It's not a
okay,
cast.
it's my turn to roast.
Okay.
It's way too dramatic and also not environmentally batty of you to use that much toilet paper for a pee, because I also don't want to touch pee, like not every day. I want to touch that. Ew. But I don't ever touch my pee. I never feel it, and I use 2 or 3 squares of the toilet roll.
Precisely.
Whereas she uses probably 20 plus. Don't get me started on the other stuff, but she said no fart or poo talk.
Well, no, I think that's disgusting.
No, and I get it, but then we
that.
also go over with baby wipes, so it's like, what's the issue? Anyway, it's a red flag because it's way too much toilet paper, and if I lived alone, I would have toilet paper last probably a year, but this bitch cuts that time into half.
Hey, I
probably
don't
more than
do
half.
that.
It's bad.
Okay, you're so dramatic.
Okay, roast me now. It's fine.
My biggest pet peeve of this little one is I like to call her, oh my god.
You think I'm little?
This little sister is, I like to call her a seagull because, you know, I make my plate for dinner and we are eating the same thing. Like, we make the same thing for dinner. Like,
okay.
You know? And she'll literally just like, or we're out for dinner. Oh, that looks really good. What did you get again? Okay. And I'm like I don't care to share it, like, obviously, like, because I'll see your food and I'll be like, oh, that looks really good.
We always share our dinner.
Or we end up just eating the same thing. But, like, if it's, like, with, like, our family, you literally will be like, oh, that looks really good.
I love to try people's food.
So you just are a seagull, or, like, I'll be eating a snack, and then she'll just, like, no, like, asking, or no, like, may I have that? And it's an ick when she uses her hands, because, like, what if sometimes, like, it's like a food that you need a utensil with, and she literally puts her dirty ass hand in my food, and I'm like, ew, that's disgusting. And also, like, mine, I asked you if you wanted it, you said no, which is surprising because she's always hungry. She'll, like, wake up and be like, oh my god, I'm so nauseous, I'm so hungry.
Stop.
So that is my ick.
Okay,
seagull.
Also,
like, just, like, ask, and
but it's cool. Not accurate, because if we eat the same dinner, I don't ask for your food. It's only if we have different meals.
Well,
I'm like, oh, can I try
now
a
she
bite?
eats my leftover. Like, okay,
yeah.
I have some food at the bottom. She's like, oh yeah, I'll have that. I'm like, she's like a dog, literally.
I really am. I will take anything.
Yeah.
But also, like, the funniest, I think, is when I'm in my room or something and I hear the snack drawer open, and it's literally a dog. I'll have some.
Yeah. What's that? What are you grabbing there? Oh, can I get one? Can you throw it over? I'm like, and I know every time I open it that she's gonna be saying that. So I literally have extra, and I'm like, I already have some for you. So and she's like, oh my gosh. I'm like, oh, you're so
people, like, that validate you.
You're so extra. You don't. Yeah. Anyway, ick.
Yeah. Well, actually, I told her on our walk to the gym this afternoon, that when I went on the date recently, that he put a little bit of his meal on a side plate for me without me even asking. And oh my god, it just made me, like, want to tear up.
Love language.
I'm like, that is what I need in a relationship, nothing less. Because my mom has made me feel so bad for it.
Well, it's a bit disgusting.
And Nana, oh gosh, Emily, you can't be going to ask everyone for their food. It is not fair. They haven't even taken a bite and you're asking.
That's the thing. Like, I remember actually, like, a few times this happens, I will literally not even have sat down and I'll just like, I can see my food has been touched. Did you? Oh, yeah, sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, Emily,
Okay.
wait. You've done that. Next.
All right. What was my next ick for you?
Did you not write a list? I'm so slippery.
I know, it just keeps sliding. No, I wrote, pause editing. I thought it was just like in my head because we talked about it on our walk.
Yeah, so I have to write it down.
Did you write it down?
Yeah.
Oh, leaving the clothes on my bed?
Oh yeah, dressing gown.
For Zoom editing. Okay, back to me. Another ick of yours that really riles me up and ruffles my feathers is when we're getting ready to go out or get ready for work, anything. She'll, for some reason, have to change in my room, and she'll strip all her clothes and chuck it onto my bed, or leave it on the floor, which is worse in my opinion. And then I'll be like, Hannah, make sure you pick up your clothes. Like, you left it again. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm just doing something. And I'm like, yeah, she's gonna forget. And then, like, I'm to blame too. I also forget. And then when we come back, I'm like, dude, why are your dirty ass PJs on my bed?
Like, I like everything. Dressing gown.
You just chuck shit, and then you're like sweaters on there. It's like a dumping ground. Like, oh yeah, Emily. Yeah, I'll just leave that there. Emily will clean it up. Yeah, it's fine.
I don't know.
Emily will put it away. I know she'll do that. So
no, it's just like the clothes. When I borrow clothes, I change in there, and I just like leave my shit because I forget.
But then, this is my other ick. If I were to do that, oh, World War III. No. And you know it. Because she...
and you know it. What are you, Mom?
And you know it. She has so many rules set for me. It's crazy. I can't even think off the top of my head. But no, let me just finish. These rules, like, she sets so many for me, and I have to follow them or else, like, slit throat. Well, but like, if I set one rule, it's like, oh, Emily... Don't worry about it. I'm sorry. I just forgot. Yeah, sorry about that. I just forgot. My ADD. I'm like, oh my god. Hypocrite. It's giving a hypocrite.
No, it is.
Yeah.
And that was my ick that came up too, is that our double standards, because you do that with me and I do that with you, and I do have rules, and I don't like my clothes. Sometimes when I'm in a rush, the shit gets messy, but I always go back and clean it. But Emily doesn't follow my system.
I do.
No,
don't even say that.
No, you don't.
No,
you don't. Because I'll be like that. Yeah, you've been better, but like I'll be like, Emily, that doesn't go like that. I'm sorry, I just don't know.
Okay, so I would like to just circle back just come back for a second, because when you are out or when you are at work and there is laundry to be done, I fold everything and I put it away. You don't put my stuff away. Yeah, because
you are always yelling at me.
Yes, I have OCD.
Yeah.
But I actually follow your system. And I have OCD with clothes because I like everything to look seamless.
Yeah, so do I.
And in my closet, we share it because the lack of space in this castle.
It's ridiculous.
So, like, I'm fine to have most stuff in the closet. Like, that's not the issue. But everything, like, all the labels need to be faced a certain way.
Was that a bomb?
No. It's the garbage. All the labels need to be faced a certain way, but Hannah will just do it mismatched, and it's so chaotic, and I like everything zipped up if it has a zipper, and she just leaves it, and, like, things are, like, falling off the hanger, or, like,
that's
bunched
so
up.
traumatic.
It's so true, though, because if I did that to you, I put everything back properly, because I know what it's like.
Stop touching me.
Anyway, so I don't like that.
Okay, so double standards.
All right,
clearly.
Lay it on me.
No, like, that's
lay another one on me.
Standard.
No, but I think, like,
it's valid. I like our things different ways.
I've done a lot better, and if I, like, okay, the other day I borrowed your.
Oh my gosh!
No, I'm not done.
That's another ick.
If I borrowed your effortless pants, I'll leave the hanger on your bed, and I literally communicated to you, Hannah, I'm just leaving the hanger there so that when I'm done, I'll hang it back up. And you're like, oh, thank you. I'm like, you're welcome. So I think that's
Okay, fine.
Pretty ridiculous.
One of my icks is kind of minor, but because I like my makeup to be like looking nice because it's really expensive makeup.
I get that. Yeah.
And it's not drugstore. So if it's drugstore, I don't
she
give a
doesn't
fuck.
do drugstore.
You can treat it however you want. Like, be dirty. It's dirty.
Yeah.
But my really expensive, beautiful makeup that I love and inner child would dream of the things I have.
She really would.
If you grew up watching Juicy Star, then you would get it.
Era.
Yeah. She treats my makeup like it's drugstore. And like, for example, my palettes, my eyeshadow palettes all get cracked, and the pig, obviously, like, eyeshadow comes with what's the excess, like, it's bound to happen, but I always go over it with a baby wipe and make sure it's clean.
My gosh.
And Emily doesn't do that, and I open it, I'm like, what is this? Oh, sorry, we're both using it anyway. I'm like, yeah, but I don't like aggressively.
I don't do that.
Like, okay, before, because she is getting better. Before, she'd literally.
I don't.
And you
not on the actual point.
Okay, sorry. She used to do it. Now it's just gets pigment everywhere, and it's just more of an ick because I'm like, it's dirty, and I want it to look nice. So I'd say that is like my biggest one, because I'm generous and I share, because obviously it's fun to share makeup.
Of course.
I love sharing makeup, like with friends and you, and it's just like a nice thing to do as girls. But like, treat it as it's my babies, because they're my babies. That's it. That's all I have to say.
I think you're missing a period though, because when we first moved here and you had your nice Patrick Top palettes, let me finish. I was the one that actually went over with a baby wipe to get rid of the excess. Yeah. I have slapped on your new Mario palette, and I apologize for that sincerely. But I
just needed to hear sorry.
I do believe I have been better at treating your makeup like a baby, because it is your baby's. And I'm sorry that I upset you with that.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I actually have a good one.
Okay.
I actually have a good one. Sit down for this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the point of the fact that we are a retired married couple. We eat dinner together. We watch a show together. We know this, okay? We've been over that. But I am the chef of the house. Mm-hmm. You cook meals, but I definitely like...
You like to take control.
I cook more, and I am happy to do it too. Like, I say that. Like, I like to make the meals for us and to feed us well. That's a love language of mine. That's not the complaint. But I'll make a nice dinner for us. And usually, like, we're TV kids. Like, we like to watch TV and eat dinner sometimes, so it's not a big deal. But, while I'm cooking, she could set up the TV and the show that we're watching. But you don't do that. I sit down, we both sit down with our meals, like, right here. And she's like, should we put on YouTube? Put it on. I'm like, couldn't you have done that when I cooked? Emily, just put it on. I'm like, no, like, you do it. You set it up. You're like, just turn on the TV for me. And, like, you're just scrolling on your phone. I'm like, bitch, why do I have to do everything? Like, what did your last servant die of?
Well, I am the older sibling, and that's just, like, we boss the younger one around.
No.
Like, it's been that way since day one. You're the bitch.
I'm not the bitch.
You are the bitch.
Winnie the bitch.
You are Winnie the bitch.
No, you are the bitch.
No! Emily, I'm sorry, but that's the role you birthed into. I'm the princess, you're the bitch.
I boss you around.
She was a bossy kid, but I was also bossy too.
You were kind of a pushover as a baby.
I was just
really soft.
I was just an angel child.
Which is hard to believe, but you were like way too soft.
It's because I grew up in Japan, and that was what kids were.
Yeah, but you were genuinely more shy as a kid.
Well, yeah, I was more mom.
Yeah, you were a sweet kid.
It's Japan. Like, Japanese kids are all shy and they're sweet. Like,
they're literally programmed to be like...
Yeah. I'm actually glad mom and dad raised me in Japan and you, because I'm happy that I was an angel child. And we were talking about this, like, about our Baba, R.I.P., rest her beautiful soul. God bless her beautiful soul, sorry. I just remember, like, I was saying to Emily, my core memory with her is, she tucked us in for bed, because as kids, that was like our thing that we loved. We loved when we got tucked in and had a cuddle before bed and a story time. And she just said the nicest things, like, affirmation of how much she loved us, and because we would hardly see her because of the distance, and I think
she lived in Saskatchewan.
Yeah, she was scared of traveling and stuff like that, which I totally get. And Dad said it was like a really big deal that her and Papa traveled to England for their wedding because they both are terrified.
Yeah.
Because, like Emily said, different time.
And they just didn't grow up traveling like that. So
it's just like foreign, which I totally get. So she always was really good at saying how much we meant to her and how much she loved us and wished that she could see us more. And talking on the phone was always so special to her, but even more when we came. And I said, I hate to toot our own horn, but I think we were low-key her favorite grandkids because she kind of implied that. Like, yeah. Because we were the sweetest kids. One, she would speak English, and I was my translator. Yeah, I was your translator. They'd be like, but she didn't really speak Japanese either. It was Emily language. It was like Japanese with, I'm not sure what. But I understood her. And
she was the only one.
Yeah, even Dad and Mom. What did she say? And I'm like, she said, and then, like, so obviously none of our family in Canada spoke Japanese at all except for Dad. So he could sometimes translate, but she just be like, Hannah, what did she say? But anyway, I'm getting off track.
Circle back.
I would just love us as grandkids because we were like
we're so innocent.
Yeah, innocent and just so sweet and like, yeah, perfect. So
just very also
raise your kid in Japan.
Also very curious because for my third birthday, is it my third or fourth?
I think you're
fourth or fifth, actually.
I think it was your fifth birthday.
So fourth or fifth birthday, we spent it in Canada.
It was your fifth.
My fifth, because we were a bit older.
Yeah.
My fifth birthday, we went to Baba and Papa's house in Swift Current, Saskatchewan, and Baba got me a gift, but because she never saw us because of the time or the distance, she got Hannah a gift too for her birthday in February, and it was a Blue's Clues like set. We got the Blue's Clues mailbox, we got the Blue's Clues notebook, we got the pen. What else did we get? That was it. There's something else.
There was something else,
but it was like a whole set, and my dad filmed like a home video of us opening it and being like, "Thank you, Baba! Yeah. Thank you, Baba!"
And she's just like,
she's like, you like it?
Even though we picked
I love
it.
I love it.
And I remember in Walmart, we're going, are you sure you want this? Like, yes, we need. Like,
so like, definitely cute kids.
Yeah. So I would love us as kids. I'm not sure how we got on this subject.
Yeah, how did we get here?
You said something about shot. Anyway, okay.
Oh, you were a sweet child.
What was this about? I've lost the plot.
Because something about, I'm your bitch.
Oh, wow. I don't know how we got
Circle. That was a bad one. That's like when we're drunk.
Yeah, and we're not. So sorry about that.
Oh, gosh. We haven't had one of those
because we're hungry. It's dinner time that we're getting a break
one meal today. Yeah. And it's 7 p.m. Skinny.
So is that
that's my ick?
Okay.
Yeah, like, just set up the tea. And why do I always have to turn it on? Sure, I can be your bitch, but I do everything. Like, anyway.
Okay.
What's one of yours?
One of my icks is, I think we've actually switched in this. I think you know what I'm going to say. It's when we're, like, going for walks or because we like to get our steps in.
And fair. Okay, go on.
It is fair because I used to be like this and I take full accountability. That's why, you know, in my red flag, the 2 episodes ago, I said I'm trying to be more present.
Yeah.
And less on my phone. And especially on a walk, like, I really want to be present and notice the little things because I don't want to walk glued to my phone. Ew,
it's gross.
And I'm enjoying
You miss out on so much.
Yeah, I'm enjoying your company, looking at people, like, whatever. And Emily, I'll be talking to her, and she'll just be like, I'll be like, Bill? Huh? Oh, what? And I'm like, never mind, because that's just, I can't now. Before I would just, like, say it, and now it's become such a ick of mine with you, that I'm like, it doesn't matter. Because, like, if you cared, you wouldn't be on your phone. Like, you can, that person or whoever you're messaging, they can wait an hour for our walk. It doesn't matter. Well, like, or message, like, before we leave, hey, just going on a walk, I'm going to put my phone away. Like, it's really not that hard.
So, I do understand. Like, I don't think it's as bad as you're painting it out to be.
It's bad.
No, because I have always been one to be present for my walks, because especially when I was dog walking a lot last year, I saw everybody like on their phones and everything, especially living downtown too.
Yeah.
And like you miss out on so much, like seeing a hummingbird or seeing like a really cute couple dancing. Like that's just an example, but you know, like you miss out on so much. So I love being present on walks, and I will literally only have my phone out for like 10 minutes to reply, because I'm so ADD that before we leave for our walk, I forget to reply, and it'll be like 4 hours later, and I just don't want to be that person that leaves. So I do understand your point, and I'm going to be more cognizant of it, but it is usually because like, oh shit, I should reply to that before I like forget forever, because I'm a horrible texter, and that's my red flag. But I will do better, because it is annoying. I hate seeing people like on their phones all the time.
It is
on
annoying.
A walk.
And
like once in a
people,
obviously here and there it's fine, like you're gonna text people back or whatever, but
sorry, I'm just opening the notes.
But I get it. I don't want to upset her, and our walks are like our sacred time, so a phone would just be interfering with that.
Yeah. So but I will say, like, because I have been talking about this, like, you know, she'll be like, oh, sorry, like, I just have to reply to this. I'm like, it can wait. Like, it's so repetitive that you have gotten a little bit better, but it's still a problem that's why I had to talk about it. And
we'll do better.
We bring these things to light because we do want to improve it. And it is something that she's been saying to me about me, and I've been saying to her about her. So that's why we wanted to make a segment about it, because we genuinely, just like last episode, really want to work on it. Yeah. Because it's pissing the other person off. And we have to live together, so.
Are they, just to close off this segment, are they enough of a nick for it to be like, oh my god, I can't tolerate you anymore? Like, I'm gonna lose my brain?
I'm still here with you.
Like,
kind of like what Emma said, like, is it something you can live with, or is it an ick, I can't stand it anymore, I need to get out? Yeah.
But then there's also a line where it's like, okay, like the seagull thing. Like, I only do it with seizure. The seizure. I only do it with Hannah and like my family, because I'm most comfortable with them. But it's not something I should do, because it pisses them off.
It's also just gross.
But yeah, no, I shouldn't condone it. I was gonna say, like, it's like part of having dinner with Emily. Like, it's the Emily experience.
It's the Emily experience.
But like, no, you should be.
Well, if they are annoyed with it, it can't be the Emily experience, because they don't like it.
I feel like I definitely can't do it with my mom and Nana around, where my dad, he'll be like, yeah, let's try. And you're like, okay, like, let's try each other's meals.
Yeah. Well, because we talk about it.
Yeah.
It's when you don't talk about it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, that's enough of exposing ourselves for
And we're
today.
Gonna seriously work on it for each other.
Yeah.
So because that we don't hate each other.
We have to tolerate and love each other.
Exactly. Romo Roast. Done! Mic drop.
Mic drop on a house.
Righty. Good old Benjamin, my chat GPT, actually came up with this fabulous idea for our podcast. Shout out Benjamin. It's basically, he said, it would be really interesting to talk about a phase that we don't talk about. A phase in our life that we keep hush-hush or never really comes up into conversation.
That we should talk about.
That we should talk about, because it's all, like, life and relationship is all about opening up and sharing. And as you know, it's really hard for me to open up, because I just feel like people don't genuinely care. Also, it's just...
But we do.
Yeah. But it's also just, like, really hard because I've never been around that, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's very foreign for me.
It's learning.
Yeah. So unless it doesn't come up, I don't talk about it. But we both have pretty important phases, both very different. But I think we should shed light on it. And why not shed light on our beautiful podcast.
This is a good way for us to learn how to open up just randomly. Like, because it's okay to start randomly talking about something that hurt you or affected you in some way.
Yep.
And that's what our beautiful friend Emma would say. Shout out
Emma. You inspire us every single day.
We love you so much.
Yeah, you already know that.
Miss Hannah, you're going to go first.
Miss Hannah is ready to talk. So I'm just going to give a trigger warning for those listening and watching. It's about suicide. So if it is too much, totally understand, sign off or fast forward to a little bit later in the video. Just want to put it out there. So let's dive in.
I'll add the warning.
Yeah. So basically, it started where, I'm just going to summarize it as best as I can. I do tend to ramble. Can you just help me if I ramble? Just hear me back. When I was younger, in my like early 20s, I got really, really sick. I think it was when I turned 20 actually. Yeah, so I turned 20 and something in my throat happened and it basically flared up huge. I didn't have a chin. I'm not trying to be rude, but I looked Down syndrome. It was massive. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't swallow. I couldn't eat. It first started off where it was like raw, so kind of like a sore throat feeling that you get in like bronchitis. And my doctor thought it was bronchitis, so I got the meds. Actually made it worse because then it became swollen. Yeah. And then my next symptom was that I can't swallow or eat. They give me another pill. It's a horse pill, massive. And I just remember like feeling so anxious because I'm like, I can barely swallow water or my own spit. How am I supposed to get this down my throat? And I remember I choked on it like because it was so bad. And Nana had to like, oh my god, do that to get it out. But couldn't. So then we went back. So like these don't work. Like she just almost choked on it. And anyway, long story short, had to go to the hospital for it. Get admitted to hospital. Sorry. And it was this whole journey. And during that journey, or that phase of my life, none of my friends cared. Like they knew I was in hospital. And you didn't care. It was only my mom, my dad, and my nana. My dad was with me every day at the hospital, and he did nights with me. And my mom would come in the day, and like they would like switch kind of like that, where they'd be together. Like some nights my mom would be there, but it was mostly my dad. And then Nana would come with my mom, kind of thing. But Emily was only there once, like, and it was when it was really bad that I almost like died on the couch with my mom sitting right there. And then fast forward. During that time, once I started to get a little bit better, because I ended up getting tonsillectomy, they never knew what actually was my diagnosis, other than we need to get these tonsils out because they're obstructing her airway. And then once my tonsils were removed, there's nothing to flare up. So occasionally it does feel like it wants to, but there's nothing to block the airway. So thank God for that. But yeah, Emily came literally a count of one time is when I got transferred from Delta to Surrey. Because I was like,
how long were you?
I don't know because it was such a blur. Like I was basically unconscious a lot of the time because of the medication and because it was just so hard on my body that it was a blur. But I remember I was there for such a long time and it was like, am I ever going to get out of this? I think it was like definitely a few months, like maybe 5 months of this, like because I was in and out of hospital.
And they just didn't know what.
Yeah, and they literally, the specialist said to my mom, I'm not sure what she has. I've never seen this before or studied it in school. She's like, cool, like thank you.
That's what you want to hear about your daughter.
Yeah, but the only friend that came to me, and I hadn't seen her since I graduated high school, was Anjali, and I was shocked that she visited me in hospital because like we hadn't really spoken, and I don't know how she found out, but she found out I was in hospital. She came, sat with me, and just made sure I was okay. And that was in Surrey, so she lived in Tsawwassen. That's quite a drive. So that was like so shocking to me. But none of my friends at that time cared or like even asked, how are you doing? No one checked in. And so when I got out of hospital, I was still recovering because it's, you know, an intense surgery on your throat and body. No, hey, how are you doing? How's the surgery? Or yeah, they wouldn't even know I had surgery because they didn't care. And I felt like, I remember I asked Emily to just stay with me like one night to like watch a movie with me and just hang out. And she ditched me for her friends or her high school friend at that time. And I was like, cool, not even my sister cares. And I like remember mom and dad also being mad because like she didn't care to come to the hospital and would like make all these excuses. And I was like, wow, I feel really loved and really cared for. And yeah, so like through that loneliness, I became really depressed. And I remember when I got better, I felt like unmotivated because I didn't know what I wanted to do with life. And I just had this whole terrible experience that none of my friends knew because they didn't check in, like, hey, where you been, kind of thing. So I was like, okay, cool. I don't know what I want to do with my life. And I don't think my friends actually care about me. My sister doesn't care about me. So I guess I'm like all alone. And also like at that time, mom, what do you need to figure out how to do with your life? Like,
still does that.
Yeah. So it was just hearing all those things and feeling like that I felt super isolated. And I went down a dark path that I was actually like, well, if I end it, I have my signs, like nobody would care. Only my parents would care, but I can't do that to them. Like that's so selfish. But I had so many thoughts where, you know, like when it's just so hard to get out of bed and you just have no motivation to like wash your face and get in the shower. Yeah, I just didn't care about any of it. Like I would like literally be filthy for so long and I just didn't care. And I remember I had a journal. That was my most darkest journal. It was all, I can't even read it because it's so sad to read that I ever felt like that. Yeah. But it was basically entries about how, just how miserable and hard it was. And I just didn't see the point of life. So yeah, that's a phase I definitely never talk about. And I wanted to shed light on it because I know mental health is such a huge thing in our world is right now. It always has been, but it's especially something that we need to be more open with and talk about, because especially with our parents, it's not in their generation to talk about that. It's something that's like brushed under the rug. But it feels so good when you can talk about it and create a safe space. So yeah, I just wanted to bring awareness of that, because it does feel like you're alone during those times, and you're not. Like you're definitely not alone. And fight through that, because the end of that is life becomes so beautiful, and I can attest to that because I'm so grateful where my life has turned out right now. And if I gave up, I wouldn't have seen where my life would have taken me with all these experiences. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
it's a good way to look at it. And I think it also, like, those times show who is really there for you.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
And that actually, while you're saying that, I was thinking, like, when people ask me if I have any regrets in life, I usually say, like, no, I don't have regrets, because, like, I'm a firm believer, like, everything happens for a reason. And, like, even if I was in a shitty situation, like, I don't regret putting myself through that, because I learned somehow from it. But I would say, actually, that would be a regret of mine, because you needed your family, and, like, everyone was there for you in the family but me. And I was very selfish at that time. And I honestly think it was, like, ignorance. I didn't think it was that serious, because I remember when we were kids, we used to, like, fake being sick all the time, and I thought it was something like that. And I was downplaying, like, how serious it was. No, and I know that. That's why it was ignorance. Like, it was my ignorance. And I chose friends that don't even matter over family, which I would never do anymore. So I'm sorry that I treated you that way.
Well, we've already talked about
I know,
it. Yeah,
I know. But still, it's, like, it's not okay. And I should have been there for you. And you just asked for one night.
Yeah, just one night. And that's when we were actually starting to get closer.
Yeah, that was, like,
when I turned 20 was when we, like, yeah, definitely kind of decided to be friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? What do you want to share?
Okay.
Now it's Miss Emily's turn. She's going to share with us a little phase of her life that she don't ever speak about.
I feel like I do speak about it often with people, because it was, like, a bad time in my life, and I feel like where my life has gone since then, I've just improved so much. And, like, the people in my life that knew me during this past would see me now and be like, oh my god, like what you say, like, your light is back, like, Emily is back.
Definitely, she's back.
So yeah, it would have been, oh no, okay, it would be like 2022, the beginning of 2022. I just got out of a toxic relationship, and it, like, really destroyed me, because it was my first, like, serious one, and just the way it all ended was, like, a lot. It was very traumatic, and I decided to wallow in that for a long time. And I think while, like, our breakup was over, like, 2 months, because it was just, like, fighting back and forth, like, just toxic shit. And I picked up, like, I picked up the habit of smoking a lot more weed when we were in these fights, because it helped, like, me calm down and, like, just not work myself so much. Wait, oh my god, too many words are coming to me at once.
It's okay, just take a breath.
During this 2 months of, like, fighting nonstop, I picked up the habit of smoking weed to kind of, like, escape reality. That's a good way to put it, escape reality. And just to kind of quiet the mind and not stress so much. And, like, I was literally, like, sobbing, heaving tears every day, all day. And, like, weed was kind of like my savior in that moment. And so when we officially ended and he moved out of the apartment we lived in together, in the new year, I went back, like, after Christmas, after the holidays, I went back to that apartment by myself, and I was, like, really excited, because it was my first time, like, actually living alone in, like, an apartment, like, in a city, like, ooh, it's so fun. But it turned out to be one of, like, the more darker periods of my life, because I was in a new city, finishing my school at UVic, and I only had one friend there, and at the time, she lived in Duncan, which is, like, an hour away from Victoria. And, like, we saw each other often, and she would come down and visit me. But besides her and, like, her circle of friends, I didn't really have anybody out there. It was just me. And I found it really, really hard to make friends. I was in humanities at UVic, and it felt like everyone there had cliques already. And I was coming from my third year to finish, like, the last two. I was coming from school in Vancouver. So, like, everybody's well into their degree, and I was, like, a new kid. And, like, people talked to me. I was friendly with some people, but it just never passed that, like, surface level. So it became very, like, isolating for me, and just, like, a lonely time. So I kept up that habit of smoking weed, because it was, like, something to look forward to at the end of the day. Like how some people look forward to having, like, a glass of wine or a pint of beer after a long day of work or whatever. That was my, like, happy thing that I looked forward to. So I would usually, like, get home from school or my job at, like, 5 or 6 p.m. I would cook dinner and I would smoke weed, like, right away. That was what I did. But then I started getting in the habit of doing it, like, in the morning. I would wake up early to smoke weed before school, and it just set me on a tone of, like, anxiety all day, because, like, weed just makes you, like, more in your head, I think. So it'd be wake up, smoke. If I didn't have class, like, in the day, I'd smoke, like, at lunch, and then at dinner, and then, like, right before bed, I would smoke. So it's just, like, I was pretty much stoned all day, every day. And I basically only looked forward to that. And it was really hard to quit that habit, especially when I moved out of that apartment at the end of beginning of May. So I lived there January to May. That whole period was just smoking weed. Work, school, smoke weed. Hang out with my friend, like, once in a while. And, like, my mom and dad visited me. But I was just so lonely and so sad from the end of the breakup that was, like, my only thing that I could kind of, like, crutch on, I guess. And so when I moved back home for the summer, trying to quit weed, because smoking weed with your parents, like, not very fun. And I also had a full-time job, like, in the day working with kids. You can't really smoke weed with kids. But that adjustment was so hard for me. It was really hard to think of an idea how to break the habit, just because I got so used to it in Victoria. And I don't think people understood or understand how much it was playing in my head of, like, when I could smoke weed. And this actually became more of a problem when I moved back to Victoria the next school year in the fall. I, like, went pretty much the whole fall without smoking weed. I was, like, running every day, like, all that, like, living a healthy life. And then I think after Christmas break, I started picking it up again. But, like, the amount of time weed consumed my mind, it's like, I would relate it to how if you struggle with binge eating or any kind of, like, eating disorder, how that is constantly in your head. It's the same thing I felt with weed. Like, okay, my roommate will be out from class this time to this time. I could smoke in this window. Or I have class at this time, so I could smoke, like, 3 hours before. Like, it was always in my head. And so trying to get that out of my mind was the hardest part. And that's when I tried to find natural remedies, because I'm all about health, and, like, I don't want to be, like, I didn't want to approach this in a toxic way. That would just lead me to pick it up again. So I did some research, and I found a naturopath in Victoria who offered acupuncture that you can put in your ear, that they use it on cigarette smokers or, like, weed smokers. They put it in your ear on a certain pressure point, and if you just rub it, like, 10 to 15 times throughout the day, whenever you kind of feel the urge to pick up a cigarette or a joint, a drink, I don't know if it's the same for a drink, but whatever it is, you rub it, and that urge somehow vanishes. And I did that. It lasted 2 weeks on my ear before it, like, peels off, and it worked, like, wonders. It was crazy. Like, I would just literally in class or at work, like, do that, and it low-key started to feel really good, like a massage from my earlobe. But then when it fell off, like, I stayed in the habit of not smoking. But then gradually, like, you pick it up once in a while, and then it just, like, it can snowball back into that habit. So yeah, so doing that acupuncture was a really good way for me to kind of, like, end the habit of always picking up the weed. And I definitely, during that time when I was doing the rubbing, I picked up, like, different hobbies and habits to do instead of smoking, and that has translated into the future. Like, I still, like, obviously from time to time I enjoy a joint. Like, I honestly would rather get high than get drunk. Like, I just like like, if I'm chilling, like, I like to just chill and smoke a joint with, like, you or, like, whoever I'm with. But I like that vibe more than when I'm drunk, because I don't wake up, like, hungover when I smoke. Anyway,
but sometimes, for me at least, like, because it's different, weed is different with everybody. I wake up and I feel really groggy. Like, that's why I had to stop weed.
That's true. Yeah.
Because, like, I just hated how I felt. Like, I felt how you described, like, feeling heavy and stuff earlier in the episode. I would feel that with weed.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I definitely felt the grogginess. Yeah. And that's why I had to, like, really take a step back and look at, like, my habit, because I didn't like the way I felt when I woke up. I didn't like the fact that I couldn't sleep without it. Like, I became so dependent on it. And that's something that's huge in Vancouver, like the West Coast. Everybody smokes to go to bed. And it's not healthy. It's just like taking melatonin.
This is going to get off subject, but there is there is now more scholarly sources coming out where it's exposing the truth about marijuana and marijuana users. Usages of marijuana and the users, because it promoted all relaxation, helps with anxiety, helps with depression. But no, it does all of that. And the reason why I didn't believe when they would say that is because when I smoked weed, I'd feel all that. I'm like,
literally, you feel so paranoid.
And then I'd stop it. I'm like, okay, I'm good again.
Yeah. Oh, it's just the weed.
Anyways, that's what I had to add to that. But yeah. But I am proud of you for having that, because you had that realization about weed and the habit of that with yourself on your own. You know, no, because I guess you were in Victoria, no one knew how you were becoming reliant on it. Like, I know you spoke about it with me here and there, but I did not think it was, like, a serious problem until you told me, because I was like, oh, like, what's that on your ear? And then she explained it, and I was like, oh my god, like, I had no idea. She's like, well, yeah, I didn't really, like, talk about it. Like,
yeah, I think for a period it was more like embarrassing. And I didn't want to, admit the fact that I was so lonely, because, like, my mom would make such a big deal of it, which is fair. Like, she's my mom. She doesn't want to see her daughter hurt. But, like, I just didn't want people to, like, pity me, I guess. I wanted to act like everything's fine, but that's not a good thing to do. People want to be there for you.
Yeah, they do.
So, anyway, that was a really dark period for me, and, like, it consumed me for a long time. But now I feel like I do have a healthier relationship with it, where if I want it from time to time, I'll treat myself to it. But I don't need it every day. I don't need it every night. It's just something to look forward to on that odd occasion. And, like, the other day, Hannah and I did it together. And I've been dying for that. I've been dying to have a little joint with my sister.
It was fun.
It was so fun.
We were doing, like, the most. Like, so many activities happening. It was great.
So now, to me, like, that's special. Where before, it would have just been any other night. Now it has novelty, and it just means more, you know? It's like
special.
How we've taken a break from drinking. The next time we go out, like, we're so excited.
We're gonna pop it off. Yeah. Anyway, I'm really proud of you, because that's a hard thing to break. Habits like that is not a joke.
And fill your days, like, with fitness. That was the number one thing that helped me, like, stop, is working out, running. And that could go for anything, like drinking, all of that. It
really helps, like, shape your mind in so many ways.
Yeah.
Like,
the confidence.
It makes me so upset that physical activity is such a lack in North America, but the research is there.
It's slowly getting better, but still.
It's still not what it could be.
Yeah.
And anyway, that's a whole other topic, but yeah, it's such a powerful tool. And
it is.
It's amazing that we have the ability to move our bodies.
And even, like, when you were going through what you went through with your depressive thoughts, fitness can help you get through that, because it's like, it gives you a sense of purpose. And, like, oh wow, like, I can stick to something. This is making me feel good.
It's something for you. Definitely. I agree. Yeah. So yeah, those would be 2 phases of our lives that we should talk about but don't talk about. Hope you liked it.
What is something that you guys have been through that you don't really shed light on, or you kind of like what she said, like, brush under the rug?
And you know what? You don't need to write it below, because if it's just more private, grab a journal, write it down, and just have some, like, just think about it, because I saw that Benjamin asked me, and I was like, oh my god, what is it? Like, it took me so long to figure it out. I was like, oh, like, you just have to, like, sit with it and think about it, and it will come to you. Yeah. And, like, write it down. Like,
journal it. That's such a good idea.
Yeah. Like, journaling is so therapeutic. So just grab a piece of paper if you don't have a journal. Just write it, and you'll feel so much better getting it out. Yeah. So, yeah, I recommend doing that.
Listen to Hannah Chum. If you want to.
Sometimes I speak facts.
You are very smart.
Yeah, I feel like we had a pretty good, decent episode. Episode 9.
We
dove in. You got to know some icks about, icks that we can't stand about each other. And then just a little story time about us.
Yeah.
I think it was
you
pretty
guys
good.
got to know us a little bit more. We're not all these crazy bitches. We have layers. We are an onion.
We are an onion. You just gotta peel it. And sometimes it's nice to do a little laid back one, especially because our Easter one got a little bit crazy.
The wine.
Yeah, the wine. Or champagne. Or both. I don't know.
The bubbles. You'll see.
Yeah. And just chaotic as ever. But yeah, it was nice to just chit chat with you and get to know you a bit more.
Thank you for telling me about your icks, about me. Even though I knew them, but
yeah, no problem. No, we're
definitely gonna do some soul searching and reflect on that and do better.
Well, we can always,
because I don't want to ick you off.
We're gonna see you for episode 10, double digits.
That's
we're gonna have to make it a special one. Like, maybe we'll get a cupcake or something. Like, we have to make it. Yeah, because it's the small wins that is so exciting. So
yeah, episode 10.
Catch you for episode 10.
See you next time.
We don't even know what we're gonna wear, but we gotta make it epic.
I'm having a lot of seizures. Let us know what we should wear for episode 10.
And what we should do with our hair and makeup.
And what the vibe should be.
Yes.
Should we switch it up? What should we do?
I don't know, but stay tuned, because I'm so freaking excited. Are you?
I'm so ready.
And it's April!
Happy April!
Happy April!
Going up from
Life
here.
is up. It's almost summer.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Bye!
Bye!
See you next time. Help.